because we have pulled the WoW News lever, meaning we are now, contracted to do the WoW News instead of having long, rambling, philosophical, political philosophy talks.
It's interesting because we used to.
I do enjoy.
Yeah, we used to do those a little bit later in the stream towards the end. Now just graduated to going completely off topic from the first second. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We'll do you know what we need to do, right? Get Nicky to come in as producer.
Oh no!
Give him a Nerf gun. And any time that me and you start having highfalutin ideas, he shoots us with a Nerf gun.
Let's give him a real gun.
Or maybe we both get shot collars.
Nice.
Right? You know those things? It's always, those challenge videos where it's like, oh, is Matt mentioning politics?
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Okay, so.
You said shock collars.
Yes.
I heard shot collars. Like collars. And I was like, is this going to be like the 21st man in the raid?
Every time you say something, like a guy behind you leads into the mic, just goes, yeah.
No, I meant more like a raid leader outside of the raid.
Michael's point is weak. Go on the attack. Kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, that's great. Anytime I die in the raid, I just, I'm just like, nah. I'm the shot caller now. I'm just coaching you guys. It's okay. Tiny sidebar. Those times in a sci-fi movie where a character will run out of oxygen, so they'll have to plug in their oxygen tank into their friend's breather, and then back into theirs and back into theirs. I had that, except my mouse ran out of power. My keyboard was wired, so I would have to take the USB-C cable out of my keyboard, put it into my mouse, do some things in my mouse, but if I really needed something that was only bound on my keyboard, because you see I use click casting, which meant that this was a total disaster, then I have to unplug the mouse, go back into the keyboard, and suffice to say, I have a very, very bad Taros parse. But we got through in the end.
Yeah, I think Wipefest gave you a score of 5 for that fight because you took 150k damage from standing in pools because you physically couldn't move.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, patch notes are out. There's a bunch of additions. Let's go and talk about them. So they talk a little bit about the trading post. Whoa, sorry.
No, don't worry. We'll talk about this.
We'll talk about that. We've got the Storm's Fury event that is going to be happening in Thaldraszus every 5 hours. You talked about that a little bit earlier, but basically you get an Essence of the Storm and you can exchange that for rewards. This will be on the PTR in a later update, though. White and grey gear can be transmogged, and these items will become BOE. This opens up a whole new game market, really, doesn't it?
Big win, but it is.
Our chat is not in the box.
Yeah, our chat's not in the box, and I don't know why.
Very good. We've got enchant illusions being able to be applied to artifact weapons, which is great. And we have the reusable oversized bobber acquired from catching 100 fish with the oversized bobber. It supports all the bobbers in your toy collection and will automatically work with any new bobber additions. The Warlords of Draenor crafting appearances have returned. Those are great. Basically, you're able to craft them, and then with new optional reagents you can change their appearance. The crafting UI panel has now got multiple charge cooldowns. Will now list the time when the next charge will be available, so that's quite nice. They've added in a used highest quality reagent checkbox to customers. Open all for crafting order mail will now auto delete the mail after receiving the item. That's better. What else? Okay, so Overload is now taught to all miner and herbalists after catching their first elemental-themed node. So that's kind of interesting. Overload, they say, gives the occasional moment to gatherers to not only change up their gameplay, but get a nice little bit of elemental rewards. And that requiring spec investment to engage with the system felt too restrictive. Basically, loads of gatherers wouldn't have even known that was a thing. So they've changed that up. XP bars, bags, and micromenu are added to edit mode. There's a new copy build button to the player inspect panel. There was an add-on that previously did this. Great to see that that's now available by default.
Talent tree tweaks.
And some more Dragonflight motion sickness controls have been added to the accessibility options. Focal circles allows a basically a circle crosshair to the center. For some people, to the center of the screen that helps players focus in a more restricted area to address motion sickness. Little things like that, like you'd be so surprised how much small things help, because it's all just complex. Your brain's working out what your eyes are a part of your brain, which is really creepy, but they're just interpreting what your eyes are seeing. So even a tiny little thing just has to change how it's interpreted enough that you don't feel motion sick.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend about that and saying it's actually like that's one of the rare parts of like the games industry being fucking gigantic that you really feel. You really feel it's like people could just go, oh yeah, we literally have the knowledge available on how to not have people be motion sick. And like, there it's done. We've added interesting small techniques to solve it. Same with like obviously there's been tactical solutions for color blindness, but you see it's literally just go, oh yeah, how do we make our game colorblind friendly? And someone pulls out they wouldn't pull out a spreadsheet because they would need like the code to implement it, but they pull out like the spreadsheet of principles and was like, so you do this, and this. Same with the accessibility stuff that like Sony are spearheading. It's very, very good.
Yeah, Sony's accessibility stuff is just so fucking good. It's insane.
Yeah, it's very, very good. It's one of the
very good.
One of the things you like realize about I guess it's like there's a lot of the time a lot of people go, games industry too big. I liked when it was me and my 5 mates and games were fun, but there's the actual benefits to it. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, and sometimes just because something is not required to maximize profit doesn't mean that it's a good thing to do. I think this is something that sometimes we do get a little bit lost and confused on.
Sometimes.
Even if it was to lose money, by putting staff time into that instead of putting them into something that could be a feature for more people. If you can do it, it is a good thing to do. And the reason why it's good is because it's good. Like, not everything has to be at the whims of the market. Like, obviously this, you could say, will open up the game experience to more people. That will earn more money. Good argument there. Fair enough. But also it can just be the good thing to do. And you should do it because it's good.
There's a weird...
And, your company, if it has a vision, and that's part of its vision, because your company wants to be good in that way, then that's good.
There's a whole big thing about, I guess, like, well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, if you do the good thing, you manifest... I mean, it's karma, right? But obviously, you would imagine the karma comes back in monetarily form more in the well-being of the people of the company. Where it's like, you just imagine, like... Everyone likes to think of really evil people being like really evil and sickly as opposed to like doing really well. And that's like, I think, I have to try really hard not to go completely off on one here. The self-censorship here is insane. There's a lot of history of alchemy and magic, and make of that what you will. But if people thought it was real for a very long time, there's probably an element of truth in it. And the idea of like karmic payback and stuff within the sim lifetime is like, you want to manifest the good stuff. People who do good things often have good things happen to them. They're like, it's cool, whatever. Or at least you like to hope that to manifest it. But and that's same for company.